Good morning, everybody. Good morning to all. Sawadee Kap. Obviously, I'm here at Starbucks. We're live. Hopefully, the sound is good. The video is good. Let's give it a few minutes. Let some people come in. As always. Can't always be out on the streets, although I did consider it this morning, but tomorrow or Sunday I'll be somewhere out and about. So today we are here at Starbucks. Let's see if I can do this here. Oh. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Obviously we're here at Starbucks. Sound should be better than usual. A little bit better. I got a mic on. I decided to have a cappuccino as opposed to espresso today. Now, before I get into today's conversation, Kuikan, before we chat together, today the Thai baht is 33.74 to the dollar, which is a little bit stronger than yesterday, but it's okay. There is a chance that it'll hit 34. And the air quality index is 59, temperature's 84, high of 90, low of 79, and as of 8:10 in the morning, the feel like temperature, the heat index, 99 degrees, 8:10 in the morning, 81% humidity, so a little drier than usual, but still very humid. 20% chance of rain. Lots of flooding going on in Thailand, which I'll talk about later. And yesterday, I went out in the afternoon. I went out in the morning. Alex went and got his first shot, and I was around town streaming. And then I came home. Then I went back out. And when I went back out, it started pouring rain, and some of the streets were flooded. It was very difficult to get through. And then, you get to another part of town and it's almost dry. So, but Thailand is flooding right now. Zero wind. None. Everything's at a standstill right now. And today I'd like to give a big shout out to Mr. Daniel, Mr. Michael, and also a longtime viewer, Mr. Ronald, who I didn't understand that was him yesterday, but now I know who it was. And also Daniel. So thank you very much for continuing to watch, and thank you very much for all the support. Appreciate it. Everything's down in the description. You can get a t-shirt, you can get a book, you can buy me a coffee. I got a buy me a coffee link now, which, all right, I'll take it. Yeah, that's about it. I suspect Longhorns is still sleeping, my trusty buddy. He's still asleep. he didn't think I was going to go anywhere today, and I told him, no, sleep in, go ahead. So that's where he is. I had a nice day yesterday. I spent a little time with Jono, a little time with Pattaya Bob, who came into town. Give a big shout out to those guys too. And other than that, things are as normal. Normal for right now. Which I dare say could be a little bit better. I wish they would just say, okay, no more masks outside. You don't have to wear a mask outside. That would be a start. But today is October 1st. It's a big day because some changes are taking place, some reopenings. Well, yeah, it's funny you say reissue or issues with travel between provinces, because this is something else I'm going to talk about in depth a little bit more later on. Thank you very much, Mr. Mark Stoked. Appreciate that very much. Thank you for becoming a YouTube sponsor. But you know, I've been looking into going somewhere for a good solid 2 weeks. And man, it's just, it's really, it's such a pain in the neck to go anywhere. And it's so uncertain, and you know, you're not sure where to look, who to speak to. And I have, information from the Tourist Authority of Thailand, information from the Public Relations Department of Thailand. And while some of it is quite clear, like what I'm about to read off, you go into another province. I didn't know it, but if you go into Sukhothai, now maybe if you drive in, you're going to be all right. I don't know, because I don't think they're going to have checkpoints everywhere. But if you're flying in, and I'm still not clear on this, and maybe I need to call a couple of airlines, but you know, I dare say I'm going to get the same thing with the airlines as I am with anywhere else, which is uncertainty. If I say to them, hey, listen, if somebody tests positive on the plane, am I going to be required to quarantine? And maybe what I'll get is yes, I don't know, or, you know, I don't think I'll get a no. And the thing is do I trust a no? No, I don't. So that means if we fly on a plane, we run the risk of having to quarantine. And guess what? The insurance that I have doesn't cover asymptomatic. I have no symptoms, and yet I will have to quarantine and pay about $2,000. So, like, why would I do that? So, okay, if you go on a train, I need to call the train station and speak to somebody, then have my wife call them, and then maybe call them again. And then if I get 3 answers that are all the same, then maybe it's going to be legit. So maybe I can take a train somewhere. And Longhorns wants to go as well. Pattaya Bob has said he's willing to drive somewhere. So there are some options, but it's like everywhere you want to go, it's a pain in the neck. I mean, we can go to Pattaya and we shouldn't have any problems at all. Good morning, Mr. Monash. Hopefully you'll feel better. We shouldn't have any problems going there, but like, if we have to cross from province to province, which I would like to do. I like to go from maybe Chiang Mai to Nan or something like that. And it's like, okay, if I go, I'm here in one province, I'm okay, but I go to the next province. In Sukhothai, you have to be fully vaccinated, which is no problem. But you also have to take a PCR test. I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. First of all, I don't want them digging around in my nose. I got enough problems with my sinuses without them digging in there just because they're not convinced that I don't have this deadly virus. So I'm really uncertain about what we're going to do. We'll find something. And I think Longhorns and I may do something tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly where we'll go, what we'll do, but we may go somewhere, do something. Take a taxi somewhere, you know, hour away or something, hour and a half away. I don't know. Stay inside of Bangkok. But this goes to show you, like, I've been here a long time. I know people pretty much everywhere in the country. And I'm still kind of leery of going anywhere. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you about the international traveler? Let's run over to Thailand. You know, it just isn't going to happen. So anyway, let me get into this. And where's my glasses? I need glasses now. Well, thank you very much. But I'm not going to have any smoothies. But thank you, Paul. No smoothies for me. I gotta watch my health. You know, I'm getting older. I'm like a little old man now. You know. Okay, so. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration on Thursday, which was yesterday, revealed a list of businesses and activities that will be allowed to reopen, which ones will still be closed starting October 1st. Obviously, the curfew is now from 10 to 4 a.m. instead of 9 to 4 a.m., which, you know, that's a good idea, General. The venues, businesses, and activities that will be allowed to reopen in Bangkok include schools based on permission and regulations from related agencies. This makes no sense to me because both of my kids are in schools. However, they're universities. And one's a public university, one's a private university. And they're not going back, but I think this is for people still in high school and under. Child daycares, restaurants closing time is 9 p.m., no alcohol sales, 50% capacity limit for air-conditioned venues. Listen to this, 75% capacity for outdoor venues and live bands, this is what I like, will be allowed, but no more than 5 musicians per band. So the difference between 5 and 4 or 5 and 6 is so huge. I mean, where do you stop? What happens if the band has 6 or 7 people? I mean, if you got 5 people together, is 7 going to make that much of a difference? Convenience stores, closing time 9 p.m. Libraries and museums. Okay, here's one. Cinemas, but closing time is 9 p.m. No foods and no drinks. So that means no popcorn at the movie. You'll be sneaking that in. Beauty and nail parlors, closing time 9 p.m. Advance booking only. Tattoo parlors. You must be fully vaccinated or tested negative within 72 hours per service. Massage parlors, again, fully vaccinated or test negative. Public parks, sports stadiums, open air swimming pools or indoor swimming pools with proper airflow. Public parks have been open. I don't know what the hell they're talking about here. Gyms, sports matches, malls, closing time is now 9 p.m. Production of movies and television shows, which they're really pushing. They want to get people to come to Thailand and make their movies here, which Thailand is a good place to make movies, but not right now. My opinion, of course. Theaters, martial arts and dancing schools, weight loss facilities, amulet centers, zoos, venues that organize meeting rooms and ballrooms for traditional purposes such as weddings, no buffet. Hey, thanks a lot there, Exeter. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Hotels, no seminar. It's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Let's see here. What will be closed? Pubs, bars, karaoke lounges, bathing parlors, sauna activities. I can only think of 2 activities in a sauna. fun parks and water parks, playgrounds and children's play equipment, sit and play gaming shops, internet shops, and gaming arcades, which largely have gone by the wayside, you know, since the advent of the smartphone. Exhibition halls and large meeting centers, all indoor sports venues except the ones with proper airflow, elder care centers except for overnight facilities, cockfighting, bullfighting, and horse racing venues. Bangkok remains the hardest hit province in the country. 1,579 cases on Wednesday compared to around 3,000 cases per day at the beginning of September. More than 3.9 million, or 50.6% of Bangkok's 7.7 million registered population, have been fully vaccinated as of Thursday. The government is planning to reopen the capital to vaccinated tourists under the Bangkok Sandbox program on November 1st. I'm sick of this. I've been sick of it for how long? I've been sick of it for a long time. But you know, in the beginning I was like, okay, safety, we don't want everybody to die. And then I'm like, what the now I'm like, come on. Me wearing a mask outside, walking along in the 95% humidity, or as in today, the 81% or whatever it was, humidity, that's gonna save lives. The ranking of 10 provinces with the highest COVID transmission as of September 29th, 2021. Bangkok's first, Samut Prakan is second, Chonburi. Then you go all the way down to the south, Songkhla, Yala, and then you have Rayong, but also number 7 is Patani. So Patani, Yala, and Songkhla, and Narathiwat, 4 places in the deep south, have the most COVID transmissions, which I'm going to say that's probably because people just don't give a shit down there. They're like, you know, in many places they don't want to wear masks. They're just like, why? I see old people in Bangkok, they're like, I'm not wearing a mask. They're walking around the village, they don't have a mask on, but it's only, most of the time it's the really old people. They're like, fuck this, I'm going to die anyway. And then number 10 is Ratchaburi. So there you go for that. All right, here's some updates for domestic travel in Thailand, September 2021. This is last updated on the 22nd. Thai Airways is offering twice weekly one-way flights from Bangkok to Phuket. Twice weekly? That's going to generate a hell of a lot of business for Phuket. Okay, Thailand has, Thai Airways has announced that its domestic executive lounges are now back in service as of September 1st. Wow. It's so funny that so many people are like, screw you, I'm not getting vaccinated. And, you know, and mainly, I bet you that if they were just to go, hey, listen, we got this virus out there, and there's a chance you can die from it, but, you know, the chances are you won't. But if you're in this particular age bracket, or, you know, you're extremely overweight, or you're unhealthy, you run a risk, maybe, you know, you should consider it. But they didn't force people. And they said, here's the data we have. Everything should be okay with it. Here's the stats from our previous vaccines. I believe more people would be apt to say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to get it right now, but I'll get it soon. I just want to make sure that everything's okay. And people will get it. But when you start saying, if you're not going to work at my place if you don't get vaccinated, more people are apt to say, screw you. It's reverse psychology. You know. Listen, Alex got his first vaccine yesterday. He did it because his school, to continue in school, he needs it. And, you know, yesterday, he was fine when he came home. But last night, He had a bit of a fever. He didn't feel very good. This morning he wakes up and he's like, I feel better, but my arm hurts and I got a bit of a fever. So I told him, I said, this is kind of to be expected. Give it another day, and if you're not better, then maybe, we'll go see somebody. But I think you'll be fine. Now, I don't like that they mandate it, but here there's really not any questioning. There's not a lot of people backing away. The only thing they have is some protests now, which again I maintain are baby. These are baby protests compared to some other really nasty protests that take place. So anyway, Bangkok Airways. I'm not going to go through all the airlines. Noke Air, they were on the verge of bankruptcy. I guess they're gonna make it okay. And what they say is, if you want information about the regulations, go to the airline's website. And the airline's website says check to see what the current guidelines are. And for instance, Thai Viet Air, they're going to go from Bangkok to Taipei starting October 20th with sealed domestic Phuket sandbox flight connection. Yeah, but then here's the thing: you go on that sealed flight, and somebody happens to have the COVID. It's like, oh, I got a cold, I got a flu. How many people on a flight? How many times have you ever flown on a flight where you were a little bit sick? I know I have. I've flown on flights, and then a day or two later, I felt sick. Probably because I was inside of a test tube, steel test tube. So I don't know, I'm at a loss for words, which doesn't happen very often. Now, they talk also about the bus travel. This is from the Thai authority, Thailand, the Tourist Authority of Thailand. This is from their website, and they have all these updates, and they're just basically updating the routes. They don't tell you about each destination that the train is going to and say, hey, you better check these out. I mean, it's one after another. Okay, this route is running. It's got the routes that the boat travel, Trot, Lamsok Pier, Kokut. Daily, they have one trip, and this is what gets me. They're so worried about this. The company is also offering a special charter private catamaran between Lamsok and Kokut. This is suitable for groups and large families and for care of the elderly and pregnant women. The hirer can choose the travel times. Come on. Is now the time to be promoting their specials? If you're so worried about people going back and forth from these places? Yeah, this is what I mean. I don't know that, I'm like, hey, what happens if we take the train and we go through a certain province and they stop at a station and they say, we're gonna check people. Do you have your paper? Show us the papers. And they're not satisfied. They go, you're going to have to test, and you test positive. Did they pull you off the train, and do they pull everybody off the train? At this point, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm just like shaking my head because it's so funny that the numbers have dropped so dramatically. The numbers have dropped so dramatically. Yeah. Why is it that how did they predict that in October 1st, oh, we're going to open up October 1st. All right, so it's November 1st. The numbers are they're going to drop down. We figured it out mathematically. They can get that right, but they can't get anything else right. So, Well, listen, I'm no slave and I'm no peasant. Um, and there is a point, and one of the reasons that I went to Khao Lak and to Railay and that I liked it there was because I didn't have to wear a mask outside. I did wear a mask sometimes, but a lot of the time I'm on the beach alone. I'm not wearing a mask. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I understand if you're around 100 people, listen, you don't want to get sick, maybe you wear a mask. But like a lot of the time I was walking around there, I didn't have a mask on, sitting there all by myself, having a drink. I remember that when I went to Railay and to Khao Lak, I was drinking mojitos, sitting there having a wonderful time, no mask, people walking around, I mean, what's changed from then to now? Maybe the virus has mutated a little bit, but it's still the coronavirus. It's just a different strain. People are not dropping on the street. It's ridiculous what's going on. Now, some good news. I guess you can call it that. It always seems that governments make things much more difficult than they really need to be. But Thailand has extended their special tourist visa scam. Scam? That was a slip of the tongue. That really was. Thailand extends special tourist visa scheme for 1 more year. That was good, man. The policy, for which TAT has won a gold award from the Pacific Asia Travel Association, will continue to be in effect until the 30th of September 2022. The Thai cabinet has approved a 1-year extension of the Special Tourist Visa, STV, which I thought they did away with, for long-staying visitors until the 30th of next year. The program has been in effect from the 30th of September last year and was originally due to end tomorrow. The extension of the STV scheme, I gotta be careful, is aimed to encourage foreign families with high purchasing power to visit Thailand for long-term stays of between 90 and 270 days. 90 and 270 days. According to the Ministry of Tourism and Sports, over the first year, Thailand welcomed, this is what I'm interested in, welcomed a total of 5,609 long-staying visitors under the Special Tourist Visa Scheme, generating at least 1,243 million baht. I don't even know how to figure that one out. I think it's 12 billion. 124 billion baht in revenue, or maybe it's trillion, 1.243 trillion in revenue. I find that extremely hard to believe. Top source markets have included China, well now I don't, Croatia, Denmark, Hong Kong, the Netherlands, Singapore, and Spain. These long-staying visitors stayed an average of 90 days, with their top destinations in Thailand being Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Chonburi, Pattaya, Nonthaburi, Pathum Thani, Rayong, Surat Thani, Koh Samui, and they're talking about Koh Samui, and Udon Thani. The STV scheme's pivotal role is in helping revive the country's economy and support for tourism and hospitality businesses and supply chain operators, as has resulted in the Tourist Authority of Thailand's winning of the Gold Award. They got to keep plugging that. In the marketing campaign category of the 2021 Pata Gold Awards. Okay, I'm not going to go on with that. This scheme was created in response to the growing demand seen from long-stay foreign tourists from potential markets during the COVID-19 pandemic, while addressing the necessary safety and health measures in place, like the alternative state quarantine or alternative local quarantine requirement. They have, you know what, I don't know if anybody knows, but Uh, there's I gotta remember what the hell I was saying. If you go to like True or AIS and you ask them, what is the best plan for me? They'll give you a plan. And then, if you are a little bit curious and you look around, you'll find all kinds of other plans. And some of them are better than the ones they gave you. And then what happens is it becomes apparent that they have so many plans. Hang on a second. Oops, wrong way. There. They have so many plans. The idea is to confuse you. They want you confused. They want you to not know what the best deal is. All right, that's what they do. That's how they operate. And the same thing, I dare say, the same thing is going on. I mean, they're going to have so many visas, nobody's going to know where to start. I mean, already there's people that are like, what do I do to get a retirement visa? They still don't know. Now, granted, that's their responsibility to figure out. But this is what they do a lot of the time. They have so many options. I don't want 100 different options. Give me 3. Give me 5. So, if you know anything about True, the True Corporation, if you know anything about AIS or anything, and listen, I like AIS. AIS has a great plan right now, a great promotion where you get 100 gigabytes of 4G or 5G for 150 baht. So for $5, less than $5, $4.75 or something. That's fantastic. And I thought, hey Niall, how you doing? I thought they would be stopping because, of course, they say ends September 31st. I was like, wow, that kind of sucks because it's going to go back to being more expensive. But then, yesterday I took a look because yesterday was the September 30th. I took a look. No. Now it's going to be, we're going to extend this. So this is how they do things here. And it's not only here, it's everywhere, But I mean, just wait until they say you're limited to the number of flights you can take a year. I don't know why they would do that. To me, that reeks of control, and I don't like that. Some of the things going on in the United States are so ridiculous, and I don't know everything about what's happening in Australia, and I haven't been following it as much because every time I see it, it pisses me off. Every time I see the cops getting violent with somebody or shoving somebody around, it just pisses me off. That's all it does. And, I really need to write a letter to the Australian Tourism Authority and say, hey, listen, thank your police officer, but nobody in my family will ever go to Australia the way that things are now. You better make some serious changes. And I would almost wager my life that nothing will matter to them. They don't care. They just don't care. Anyway, now, of course, the Tourist Authority of Thailand is eyeing 1 million Phuket visitors in the next 6 months? In 6 months. I still don't know how they consider this a success. They keep talking about how much money was made in the first 3 months of this Phuket sandbox. It says 7,494 Thai travelers went to the island since July. Now remember, Then they don't say anything about this in the article, which is, where's it from? Oh, it's from the Thailand, the Tourist Authority of Thailand. They never said, oh, but you know, we estimated 500,000 Thais would come. You know, they're going to have 500,000 Thais, and instead they have not even 7,500. But they, of course, they eliminate the part where they go, well, we were shooting for 500,000, but we came a little bit, we ended up a little short. Well, travelers from the U.S. accounted for 5,845, followed by those from Israel, 5,414, and the U.K., 4,758. Among the 37,978 travelers enrolling in the scheme, 23,215 traveled to other destinations in the country after completing the mandatory 14-day stay in Phuket. Another thing is that they don't tell you how many of these were tourists and how many of these people actually lived here and were returning. And that was their way of returning, because they wanted to be able to get in the country with the least amount of hassles. All right. We expect the number of visitors will significantly increase in the final quarter, factoring in the quarantine reduction from 14 days to 7 days. Starting from October, while a consistent decrease in infection benefits inbound markets in the upcoming high season. Okay. You know, I don't disagree that there are going to be more people coming. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think that that Australia is necessarily a bad place, but I don't, at this point, after seeing the shit that I've seen, I don't want to go there now. I don't want to go there in the next 6 months. No way, man. And it's not only, you know, the right-wingers or left-wingers. It's not only these people, you know. You got a point, Gennaro. You know, you got a point. And something that I was thinking and reading, I read about a little bit, was this is supposedly the freest time in history, really. We've got the most rights that we've had in ever, and yet it's not enough. I personally don't like the government forcing you to do anything. Yeah, well, listen, I always say this too, but like in boxing, in the old days, they used to just go, you're going down in the third, buddy. If you don't, you know, we're going to get you. We got a large amount of money. Then you can come back and fight the title fight, you know. The guy's got to go down, right? Well, they don't do it that way anymore. They just mismatch people to where they know the chance of one guy winning is like, you know, 1/1,000,000%. So they throw him in there with the guy. That's the way they do things now. It's the same thing. They make things so difficult for you, and then they justify it because, oh, this is for the good of the people. It's irritating. That's irritating, you know. Well, there you go. You don't want to even travel out of your own state. I don't really even know if I want to travel outside of Bangkok. You know. Yeah, well, okay, sound money, okay. I don't know if you know, but, you know, there's a lot of things going on possibly with the banking here for U.S. citizens. And I'm waiting for them to say, okay, now any transaction over $600 has to be reported. Because it's like, what the fuck? You know, when is it that where's the line? Does the government need to know, like, how many times you take a dump every day? How many times you're having sex? How many people you're having sex with? Do they need to know everything? No, they don't. It's none of their freaking business. What happened to government for the people, by the people? Let's see here. So they're trying to get 1 million people in the next 6 months, which could happen. I don't think so. I'm going to say, at least in the first 3 months, no, it's not going to happen. The easing of restrictions. Well, 3 conditions have been implemented comprising quarantine reduction, allowing group applications for certificate of entry, which will enable tour operators to help clients process the entry forms, and allowing commercial flights from Russia at the end of October. All right, so they're basically saying we just want anybody to come, bring as many people as possible, as long as you got the money. Which, you know, what else do you expect? Nothing makes sense. That's the, you know, like I always say, it's illogical logic. Another 5 conditions require further discussion with related parties, including relaxing the high-risk contact rule for passengers boarding the same flight with a COVID-19 patient, which is extremely important. You know, that's basically saying if you're on a flight with somebody who has COVID, you're going to quarantine. Reducing the RT-PCR test price. Yeah, I don't get, why are they charging so much here in Thailand when everywhere else they're not charging that much? Is it because it's so expensive for Thailand? Where's the money going? And here's the thing, reducing mandatory COVID insurance coverage from $100,000 US to $50,000. I mean, is that really going to do anything? Yeah, okay, so now you're going to have to pay maybe half the price for insurance. You should have insurance no matter what. Some kind of insurance, anything, just to help. TAT also plans to talk with the foreign ministry about the visa. Okay, here's the important part. The visa and COE system, which should be able to receive applications 3 months in advance, up from the current 1 month. This doesn't sound like it's something that's temporary. This sounds like it's going to go on for quite some time. Discussions may also include the possibility of revoking the certificate of entry in the future, thank you, as well as coordinating with the Public Health Ministry on developing a verification system for vaccine passports. I'm sure that's going to go well with Americans. We want to verify your vaccine passport. Welcome, please come inside as long as you have a vaccine passport. In addition to the reopening program, it is agreed, there's a proposal to establish a tourism support fund to give the travel industry a makeover with an initial budget of 5 billion baht. Now, where's that money coming from? Does it mean people are going to be paying more money? Or are they just going to take it out of all the billions of money, billions of baht that they earn? It means it's going to cost more to the tourist. Everything's going to cost more. That's how it goes here. That's how we go. At risk of what? At risk of what? If you're young and healthy, your chance of dying from the virus is extremely slim, especially if you are vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, you just don't want to show a vaccine passport because it's your personal information. Listen, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it at all. I don't have a problem showing that I'm vaccinated. I don't care. To me, it's like, it's just more of a hassle to bitch and piss and moan about it and not show it than anything else. But I understand some people are like, listen, why do you need to know my information? All right, well then, don't travel then. You know, it's not that I disagree with you or anything like that. I don't, but I mean, you know, it's like, really, it's like, they've got these little scanning things here let me see if I can show here. Let me see if I get this right now. No, I got it wrong again. All right, let's see here. All right, if you look over there, you see all those QR codes? You know, you see all those? Well, every time you come into a place, you're supposed to scan that. You're supposed to scan it. God damn it. You're supposed to scan it. Nobody does. Like 1 out of 10 people maybe. You're supposed to sign in. You're supposed to wash your hands. Shit, I came into Starbucks this morning, got my food, got everything all ready, and go over to get the little hand cleaner. It's empty. There's nothing in there. I'm not gonna go tell them to fill it up. You know, I'll wash my hands. I don't have a problem. You know, use another one. However, if you're flying, that might be a different story. They may say you need to, and you know, if you're coming in after November, they may require you to have a phone and the MAPROM app. And if you don't come in, or you're gonna have to quarantine. I don't think it's that easy. You're still, even if you have a retirement visa, if I was to leave, I still have to show everything that somebody who's a tourist has to show. No, she's not working, not yet. We have Miss Thailand here today, Preo. She's working here with the manager. This place is filling up here. Well, I have no table next to me. There's like 10 feet in between me and the other guy here, which is fine with me. Yeah, there is a question of, well, when do you draw the line? When do you say enough is enough? You know, when the government says you will be vaccinated, and you really have your doubts about whether or not what they're doing is legitimate. But John, in answer to your question, if you're going to get a retirement visa, first of all, that's going to be for 3 months. And then you're going to have to extend it once you get here. Second of all, you're going to have to show the insurance. You're going to have to show the certificate of entry. You're going to have to take the tests. And you know, if you come after November, then you won't have to, you just have to be fully vaccinated. But if you were to come right now, or in October, you would have to quarantine for, I guess, a week if you're fully vaccinated. So it's still a pain in the ass. Anytime listen, this is coming from someone who, I mean, I used to get on planes and they didn't even check your seating. You'd go and sit down wherever you wanted, and that was it. You're right there. As long as nobody bitched about you're sitting in their seat, they didn't care. We'll be doing everything by the book, whatever helps us get back. Yeah, well, that's what you have to do. You can try to skirt around everything, and you can, you can try to weasel your way in and all that kind of stuff. But the bottom line is that, they are in control. You're not in control. You are going to have to do what they say, or you're not coming in. How do I know? I'm not flying private planes. But somebody who comes in on a private plane, I guess it depends. If you're a Thai and you're paying off the officials, if you're able to do that in this country, or some other country for that matter, and you fly in, you come in and you like to the United States and you give somebody $1 million, well, yeah, maybe you can come in. I don't know. But I know that the majority of places you're going to have to just go through the same procedures as everybody else, albeit in a special line for the VIPs or whatever. Well, there's only so much I can say, Anyway, listen. Really appreciate everybody watching. if you would be so kind, leave a thumbs up. You got 60 people, I got 15 thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a dime to leave a thumbs up. So at the very least, please do me a favor. If you're still watching after 5 minutes, leave a thumbs up. And also consider subscribing. You don't have to hit the notification bell. I mean, you don't have to do that. That's not required. So you don't have to be bothered with emails or whatever. And you know I'm on sometimes every day, sometimes every other day, sometimes it might be 2-3 days in between, but I'm on, you know, I'll be on. I'll be seeing you guys. And if you want to buy me a coffee, now there is a link that just says buy me a coffee. I think that's fantastic. That's a good way to go, you know? Because really, Chucky's already back. Where have you been, John? We just did a stream with him the other day in Hollywood. I mean, you know. Chucky's, he's known as Chuck Hollywood. He did the Walk of Fame. We went and saw Mann's, what is it, Gruen's Chinese Theater, and the handprints, footprints, and the stars, and Bruce Lee's star, and, you know, everybody else's star. You must have missed it. Not really, no, I don't have any plans. I got other things planned, and, you know, I never really know. I have a vague idea of what I'm doing in the next couple of days or week, but right now I'm focusing on getting out of here for at least a few days and seeing if it's going to be possible. You know, Bob is Petya. Bob, as I said earlier, he had said, oh well, if you guys want to go somewhere, let me know and I'll drive. The problem, Bob is, you know, got some bad knees. He's kind of like Jono, except his knees are worse. And so it's a little difficult for him to get around. So we have to, it was funny because we were talking about it yesterday. It's like, you know, we're like the geriatrics now. You know, I'll be 59 in a couple of weeks. Gennaro, I think, is 67. Bob is 63 maybe, or 61. I think he's 63. We're like, you know, we're all like, we're not getting old, we are old. Physically. Mentally, I'm like a little kid, you know. So, we have to think about that. And, you know, we don't want to leave him out. And then, you know, then there's at some point where it's like, well, maybe if we want to go somewhere and that place is a good place to go, we can just take the train instead of, you know, jumping in a car. And, you know, so there's a lot of options. We got all of Thailand to choose from. But it's a matter of where we can go the easiest and what's a cool place to go, what's relaxing. I don't even know if we go to Sangkhlaburi, I don't know if they're even gonna, I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't know what the guidelines are, you know. So yeah, I need a little Grecian formula. Dye my beard black. Anyway, let me get back to this. Let me get back to things here. I don't drive here just because I don't want to. I'm not going to drive in the city. I can't even fathom driving here now. Listen, I haven't driven in almost 30 years. I've driven motorcycles the majority of my life. I had a Chevy Nova, I had a Pontiac Sunbird, and I had a Honda Accord. And I had some other green piece of shit. Other than that, dark green piece of shit that I paid $500 for, and it lasted me for 6 months, and then it fell apart, and I just left it. Left it where it sat. I abandoned the poor thing. But then, you know, the majority of the time when I lived in the States, I drove a motorcycle. I don't want to drive a motorcycle now because if I go down, and I've thought about it long and hard many times, and I've vacillated back and forth. Oh, well, I'll just get, you know, something. and I won't go very fast. I'll just drive around town. But if I go down, I'm screwed. You know, so it's not the wisest move. So then it's, okay, should I get a car? Should we get a car? For the family. And it's like, yeah, could it be helpful? Yeah, but you know, it's an additional expense, for one thing. All right, the value could outweigh the expense, but the other thing is that I don't want to drive in Bangkok. No way do I want to drive in Bangkok. Hey, thank you very much, John. Thank you. Appreciate that. Who the hell wants to drive in Bangkok? I'd rather have a taxi driver driving around. I'm chauffeured everywhere. You know, I haven't taken the boat aside from one time in months. The SkyTrain is coming out here. If we're going to stick around in this area, the SkyTrain's right here. Yeah, I don't want to ride a motorcycle anymore. If I got a hip replacement, I go down and I go down the wrong way. That could be the end for me. I'll never walk the same. Not to mention the freaking cost would be astronomical, and my insurance won't pay for it. So there's another thing. So I gotta, you know, sometimes you gotta be smart about things. Would I love to? Man, I'd love to like get a Norton motorcycle or a Triumph or something like that, or even a Royal Enfield or something like that. I'd love to have a bike. That's all I rode. I had like 8 or 9 motorcycles when I lived in America, and I had a couple of crashes too. So yeah, that's why I don't. You know, as long as I'm in Bangkok. Now, if I was out in Suratani or wherever, you know, like out in my wife's village, would I drive there? Yeah, I probably would, because you kind of need to. No, I haven't taken that line, not that I know of. There's not a lot of new lines out there, and or a few new lines out there, but I haven't taken. You know, one of the reasons I don't use the SkyTrain all that often is because there's no SkyTrain out here. The subway, if I take a taxi or if I was to jump on a bus, it's going to take about, depends on traffic, 20 to maybe 35 minutes to get to the subway. So you're going to have to, and then it's, you know, if I go from my house to here, it's only 5 minutes. I can get on the back of a motorcycle, which I don't particularly like doing, or I could take a Songtao. Then I come here, I go unless I'm taking a taxi, I go to the subway, get out of the subway, then you're gonna have to go somewhere else. So, you know, whether you can walk there or not is debatable, depends on where you're going. So sometimes it's easier just to take a taxi, you know. I don't know, to tell you the truth, because I try not to go there. I try not to go to Don Juan. Which, when I think about when I first came and what it was like to go there, and I was like, you know, this is like an old, gritty airport. I didn't think it was all that much, you know. I was like, here. Now, something else that has hindered our search for places to go is the fact that a third of Thailand right now is flooded, and the center of Thailand is in bad shape. And I'm going to read what was, this is from the Thai Inquirer. Take precautions, warns government as floodwaters reach Ayutthaya. The government is urging residents and local officials to take necessary precautions as floodwaters from northern Thailand reach the central provinces. At least 7 people are dead, 1 person missing. Some 197,795 households have been affected, with 17 provinces inundated. The next few days are crucial for central lying low provinces and Warnings have been sent to the governors of Bangkok, Nonthaburi, Ayutthaya, Pathum Thani, Nakhon Pathom, and Samut Prakan to take action to prevent flooding. So yesterday with the heavy rain, there was a little bit of flooding on the road, and in our village, right in front of our house basically, they just put in new pipes, new drains and everything, and our little drainage system doesn't work very well. I don't know why, but it's not working very well. So it is something to be concerned about, the flooding. We got sandbags we can use, but I don't particularly like. It's just one more thing to think about that I don't want to think about. Put me in a bubble where nothing's happening and I can just turn on the TV or something, veg out, and that's okay every once in a while. That'll do me right. Residents in those provinces have also been urged to stay vigilant and listen to local officials on rising water levels and evacuation plans. Farmlands in Ayutthaya, just an hour's drive from Bangkok, have already been flooded with water, continuing downstream to the Gulf of Thailand. The DDMP, Department of Disaster Mitigation Prevention, said that it has diverted some of the waters to reservoirs within the central region, but that more dam discharge upstream means that low-lying areas will still be affected. Seems like it's a pretty good time for me to get a raft. I'm still really into that idea, man. I think that would be great. It's just the outlay of cash in the beginning's a little bit much, but it would provide a lot of fun, I would think, or I could die, but I don't think so. I never think that's going to happen to me. I'm not that lucky. What would happen is I would I would get thrown off of a raft and get impaled, I get impaled by some large rock between my scrotum somewhere or something like that. That would be my luck. I'd be in a hospital for 3 months as they tried to pick out all the little pebbles from my ball sack. That's my luck, really. I wouldn't die. It wouldn't happen. I'd just be miserable for a couple of months. The meteorological department predicts scattered rain showers throughout the country for the next few days, but I'm sorry. But said that the worst of the tropical storm, which exacerbated the situation last week, is now over. The Prime Minister's officer and disaster relief official said that while the flooding situation is severe, it does not expect the situation to spiral out of control like it did in 2011. And I was here in 2011, and I actually went to a world championship fight where the Thai guy was the champion. He got knocked out, and it was very, very difficult to get to the fight because the flooding was so bad. The water was up to my waist, and fortunately the fight went on and there was no water in that area, but man, I remember that. That year's historic floods led to tens of billions of baht in damage and dozens of lives lost. So here's another reason right now is not a fantastic time to come, because you're going to be limited. But my other concern is that, okay, we start taking off on a train somewhere, or we're driving. We hit some area and it's like, holy shit, how are we going to get through here? There's flooding. And the train, they just go, sorry, you got to get out. We're not going any farther. Then what do you do? Anyway, in other fantastic news, phone prices are set to rise. Well, they're already rising, I guess. We're already in the second half of this year. 3 to 5% rise in smartphone prices because of the baht's depreciation and a supply shortage. Though the market is projected to see a double-digit growth this year. Everybody's got to have their phones, almost everybody. The weaker baht and increased costs due to supply shortages and higher logistics means vendors may increase prices for smartphones by 3 to 5% in the second half, said Tirit Pawan, client device market analysis of IDC Thailand. No idea who this place is. Local smartphone market typically has subdued sales in the third quarter, further exacerbated by the surge of the pandemic. However, shipments are expected to pick up from now to the end of this year due to the easing of the lockdown and year-end promotional campaigns. So I guess this is a good time to buy your phone if you want one, because prices are fluctuating. They may go up 3 to 5%. I don't know. All right, so that's pretty much what we got. That's the updates. Those are the updates. Hey, for some people, phones are important, you know? But it goes to show you that, just goes to show you, the whole world is, how can I be happy and say that? Hey guys, how you doing? The whole world is fucked right now. Everything's great, don't worry. Things are picking up. Thailand says 1 million people are going to be coming to Phuket in the next 6 months. Yeah, I'm going to be worth $1 trillion by tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's like, reality is what it is. And I love this. Listen, I don't think that the world's in a great place right now anywhere. Okay, well, let me ask you something. Why would I change my perspective when I really believe that a lot of what's going on at this point has morphed into complete lunacy, illogical logic, power trips, control. It's not about our safety. It's not about us being happy and loving our government. Beep, beep, beep. That's all, folks. Yeah, never could do Bugs Bunny, but yeah. Listen, me so hungry, I'm sorry, I don't believe a fucking thing you say, all right? Feel better now? I don't believe anything you say. There is no fucking new world order. Tell me, who specifically is in charge of the world? Is it Dr. Evil? I think that countries realize, and maybe the CCP has had a lot to do with it. Countries, the leaders of the countries realize we can do whatever the fuck we want. We know how to do it now. We use social media, we bullshit, we gaslight, we do whatever we have to do. And you know, what happens is people, they're going about their daily chores. Listen, people gotta work and live and survive. And that's what's important to them. Most people don't have sufficient time to do nothing but fight the government. They'll starve. What's FMD? Fearful Farang, I like that. I'm not fearful. The ferocious Farang. There we go. That's better. Or the finicky Farang. That's even better. Okay, well, listen, I've already said this several times. So, if I had it my way, you'd have one currency. That's it. And there is no fluctuation. I don't know if it's good or bad. I have no fucking idea. I'm just saying this because think about something. And this is just me. I know one guy in particular. I'm not going to name his name. He's a lot more well-known than I am. It's not as a YouTuber, but he's got a substantial following. This guy he takes every kind of payment, plus getting money thrown in the bathroom sink. I mean, he's got all the different cyber currencies. He's got the Apple, the CASHAPP, bank transfers, money orders, deposit right in my bank. I don't know if you can do the TransferWise. I was wondering about that because Bob and I were talking about it. The whole TransferWise. TransferWise is great, or now it's just Wise. It's a great service, but I don't know if you can transfer peer to peer. You got PayPal, you got Buy Me a Coffee, you got Stripe, there are so many ways to accept payments now. And what I said was, man, I went to Hong Kong, I had that octopus card. At first I was hesitant. I was like, I don't know, I want to do this. Just use cash. I like cash. I like having a roll of cash. That's always nice. But in Hong Kong, I went with that octopus card, man, put a couple $100 on there, and it's like, okay, I got to go to 7-Eleven and get something. I got to go to get a little bit of dim sum. You're paying everything with the octopus card. I'm going to go on the subway now, boom. I'm going to pay the taxi, everything right on the octopus card. You don't have to have any cash. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I like cash, but I'll take whatever, there's a saying in Thailand, and that is, use checks these days. What's checks? Oh, you mean a check. Check with like CHECK. You're spelling it the Aussie way. I haven't used a check in years, although many years ago I had to pay for, I used to be a part of the Boxing Writers Association, Boxing Writers Association of America. And they didn't accept PayPal or, anything like that. And I had to send them an electronic check, like I did the electronic check online, and then they actually mailed the check to the place so that I could renew my membership. So, but how, I don't know, I think they're fighting a losing battle, and the governments are trying to take charge of the cryptocurrency, and people don't want that. They're like, no, Listen, I don't, honestly, be so hungry. I don't dispute some of the things that you're saying, but and I do agree that, at some point they're going to use this digital shit to bite us in the ass. With cryptocurrency, I've never had more than $700-800 of cryptocurrency. And that was because I made money because I put it in at the right time and I got lucky. And then I was like, fuck this, I'm taking it out right now because it started going down again. And it went down a considerable amount. I'm like, well, I lost $100. I'm taking it out right now. I don't want to lose it all. It's like gambling. You go into a place and you win $1,000, a couple $1,000, and you're like, I didn't expect that. Take the money and run. Get out of there before you lose it all. Anyway. The goal of separating money from the state is a threat to, This is the thing. The governments need to remember something. They don't need to see things like, a government for the people, by the people. When is that? I don't see that shit. I can't even get my bank in the United States to change my fucking address to a foreign address. They told me, we don't have any positions in our form to put the address in. It's too long and we can't put the country in. I'm like, what fucking year are you living in? Sorry, I don't mean to swear so much. Sorry, Mom. What century are they living in? The whole world is so high tech now, but the banks conveniently, they don't allow foreign addresses. What's going to happen if a country goes, listen, you live in our country. You're a resident of our country. You were born in our country. You don't go live anywhere else. Then what? You can't. There is no more expatriating. Then what are people going to do? You know what I'm going to do. I'm going to renounce my citizenship. I'm going to say, fuck you. I'm not going back. There's that dirty mouth again. A foul mouth. Lots of people in here today. Yeah, the swear box. Somebody needs to bring out the bar of soap. Except nobody's going to do that. My wife would just shake her head. Government for the people, by the people. No, it's the people for the government. Yeah, exactly. I'm positive, but I did grow up there for a couple years. I'm a Floridian. Not a bad place to be. No more California. Sorry, Gennaro. No more California for me. When I went to California, that was back in the day when it was like, hey man, the girls are all wearing bikinis and, you know, summers are great. Everybody gets in shape and they go out and hang out at the beach. And that was what it was like when I was living there. That's why I went there. Because one of my buddies told me about it, and then we took a trip out there from New Mexico. And I met this other guy, and he's like, oh man, it's the best here, man. You gotta come out here. I mean, there was no politics talked. We never talked about politics. What we cared about was, you know, girls in bikinis, going to the beach, boogie boarding and surfing, you know, I mean, like, priorities change when you get a little older. That's something else we were talking about yesterday. Jono and I was talking about. Jono's doing quite well. He has a whole little life there in his bubble. He's got his own bubble right now. He's living the perfect life, man. He doesn't have to go really anywhere if he doesn't want to. He just get everything right there for him. Which is, listen, my bubble's a little more spread out than his, but, you know. I should have a podcast, huh? I have to figure out how to do that, though. I mean, I know how to do it technically, but I need to figure out, you know, I don't know if I could swing it all on my own when I'm not looking at anybody or anything like that. I don't know. This is a podcast. Yeah, what I need to do is stick the audio of this, I need to stick it on iTunes. But, you know, then there's another thing that it costs money to do that. I got to make money. EOC came out and said, AOC, and said that the Western world needs to cut their living standard by 30%. Oh, fuck her. She needs a big, right in the pooper, man. That woman is such an idiot. Why would you wear a tax the rich? Why would you wear that? When you're a member of the government. I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous. About foreigners owning land in China. So many do because of building a house. But then they say they own a house. Asia is building up to be a hotspot at the moment with all this Chinese and aggressive. Yeah, I don't know that I'd want to be here if a world war broke out, because you know China would be trying to take over China. But I don't even mean trying. They would. Well, with regards to owning land, I mean, at the current moment, you're not really allowed to own land. You can get a lease on it. And I thought it used to be, did it used to be 99 years and they took it to 30 years and now they're going back? I don't remember. I haven't looked into it for a while because I'm not really all that worried about it, because if we buy land, it'd be in my wife's name. I'm not worried about it, you know. It's been a long time. She ain't left me yet. She probably ain't gonna leave me then. You know, she has a heart. She's not gonna throw me out. You know. She wore the dress to an event that cost $30,000 a ticket. Yeah. Well, I mean, how do they own it? They own it with a company, which is very dicey, and you know, I think there is a way you can do it with a company, but the company has to be legitimate. It can't be some bullshit company, because then you know, the thing is if you set something up and it's not legitimate, you always run the risk of having it taken back or losing it completely, you know. But they have some kind of a lease deal, and I haven't been looking into all this stuff. I'll tell you what, I haven't looked into like the visas and everything else. I just gather everything from what I hear and remember it vaguely, because quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of, they've been changing this shit for years, going back and forth, back and forth. Now they're talking about, well, if you're really wealthy and you put in $500,000, you can buy land, but they're not saying, well, what kind of land, how much land, where can you buy the land? Are there limits on it? You know, so until they finalize everything and say this is what it's going to be with this new program that they're supposed to be implementing, this 10-year visa thing, you know. And the other thing is, who wants to buy a piece of land when you know, oh, I got a 10-year visa? I mean, do you really want to buy a piece of land and put $500,000 into it? I mean, put 50 grand, okay, I can see it. But 500,000? I guess, you know, it's all relative to how much money you have. But I don't care, 500 grand is still 500 grand. Anybody wants to lose 500 grand, drop it in front of me. You know, it doesn't mean that much to you. Because I can guarantee you I won't drop it back in front of you. Wow, this place is picking up. Man, it's really picking up. I got some errands to run today, which I'm not thrilled about it. I'm not thrilled right now. I've been running around the last couple of days. There he is. You made it home in one piece. How many cups of coffee have people got? I think one. Somebody did get me a cup of coffee, so that works. Joe's Afghan tobacco likely just encourages the CCP. Well, it ain't good for America. That's for sure. Yeah, that's the good thing. Now, while we were talking, Patty and Bob, we were talking about all the different ways that people can pay money or transfer money or send money. I was like, man, it'd be so much easier if there's just one way. If I just had the link, buy me a coffee, I wonder, or I had just PayPal, or I had just cryptocurrency and nothing else. Would it benefit me or would it hurt me? Same goes with the world. Would it be better or worse to have one currency and nothing else? And I'll tell you what, in Hong Kong, man, that was a dream, man. It was so easy to do everything. The only thing I had to worry about was, am I running low on my card? You put 500, you know, or 1,000 Hong Kong dollar on the card, and you go and you pay for everything with it. Damn near everything you can pay. There's some vendors that are like, no, we want cash. But for the most part, just pay with it. I know, and I mean, listen, I love cash. Who doesn't like to have a bankroll in their pocket? You whip out, you know, I was talking about when I used to work in boxing, sometimes I'd whip out a roll of 50, 100,000 baht, you know, something like that. It's great. Using Bitcoin to buy coffee is not a good idea. Which transaction considered each considered a talent? Yeah. Okay, I don't know that cryptocurrency is the answer. The only thing I like about cryptocurrency is that in some places it's difficult for the government to put their greedy little paws on it. Let me ask something. How much is the U.S. government doing for me right now? What are they really doing for me? You know, at the moment, they're doing absolutely nothing for me. So, other than, you know, presenting me with some content that I can give them a ration of shit about. There you go. Yeah, El Salvador has it as legal tender, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the answer is. The answer is, there is no good answer. Use Buy Me a Coffee. That's what you do. Or PayPal. Or Apple Money. Or what's the one with the new, what's the one, the little currency? Oh, there's, Thailand is going to come out with its own currency. Supposedly going to come out with their own little digital tourist currency or whatever. Wonder how that's going to work. Like, do I really trust the Thai government with my cryptocurrency? No. No, I don't. Definitely not. Pattaya Bob, what are you up to there in Pattaya land? Well, this is what I mean. These, I'm gonna bite my tongue here because I've already sworn enough. These pieces of cow dung running the United States government are willing to dole out all kinds of free vaccines to numerous countries. And yet when they're asked why they aren't giving to the expats in those countries, their answer is because we can't. What kind of answer is that? Is that a good answer? No, all that is saying, I can't. What you mean is, I don't fucking want to. Swear jar. Every time I swear, buy me a coffee, it goes in the swear jar. I do like, you know, they should come out with another payment method. Buy me a beer, buy me a tequila, buy me a shot, buy me a whiskey. I think that'd be great, you know. Listen, if you want to buy me a shot, click here. You want to buy me a whiskey, click here. You want to buy me a coffee? You want to buy me a bottle of water, click here. It wouldn't be bad. You're not going anywhere there, Mr. Bob? Yeah, well, I'm sure that is going to bring all the tourists back right now. I can stay out to 10 o'clock in Thailand. It's bad enough they cut the hours. Back in the day, they cut the hours to 2 o'clock. Yeah, well, they do that all the time in America. Well, Gennaro, I gotta be honest. Fucking phenomenal. They're all coming into their own. They reminded me of like really like little, well, her especially, like a little kid a couple of years ago when I first started coming, when they first started working here and I was coming here. They reminded me of like little kids. She did, especially. She don't remind me of a little kid anymore. Anyway, you know, that's what happens here. Watch them grow up. They grow up. They don't need you anymore, and then they run away. That's how it works. This place is almost full. Let me, here we go. Open up at 11 o'clock. Let me see if I can use this thing. I am using this, Bob. Let's see if I can do it here. A little bit too fast. Yepper. Oh, it's on sport mode. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to. I haven't even had a chance to look at the manual yet. I will later today. Be laying on the sofa watching a movie, reading a manual. Oh, really? Forgotten all about that. I really need to find a place to go that's like in the middle of nowhere. Let's bring a coffee maker. Oops. Bring a coffee maker. Make sure I got a clean bed with no little rodents or anything like that. Well, there's plenty of motivation. You just gotta kick it into gear. I haven't. I don't know what about you, Bob? I don't know what Mac you just got, but yeah, I haven't. I need to get another computer pretty soon because my Mac is from 2014. All right, John, take care, man. My Mac is from 2014, and I'm telling you, I don't use 4K because it's too much for the system. It's just not fast enough. So, at some point, I'm gonna have to spring for a new one. Anyway. Well, I'll be honest. I don't really keep up with the newest and the best because most of the time I'm happy with what I have. I don't need to go like, every year something new comes out. I don't need to buy the newest one. Not to mention, to me, it can be a bit of a waste of money if there's not a considerable upgrade, then what do I need it for? Anyway. Man, this place is humming today. Even in Thailand, the MacBook Air Mono is about 32,000 in base mode, which edits videos just fine. Yeah, does it edit videos? Does it edit videos in 4K? Or what's the deal? Same with me. I buy the middle of the road Android phones for something. Lots of flooding up north. Limit your travel options. You are 3 time zones behind, Val. Hate to tell you that. We've already discussed the flooding. But yes, you are correct. The question is composition of the shot. I'm not talking about composition. I'm talking about, for me, I'm talking about the video. The size of the files and the ability to process them. Even if you got it in proxy, it's still not fast enough. The one I have now. What? Mac Air M180 at the moment. I'm not going to use an iPad to edit videos. Do it 4K, go to an Apple store, test it out. I'll tell you what, you can do it. Go ahead. I'm not using an iPad. If I'm using an iPad, it's not to edit my videos. I don't really want to do it on my phone. The only reason I've done it sometimes is because it's so simple that I don't have any edits to make. You know, I trim the one end of the video and then that's it, it's done. That's easy. But you know, I like to have a little comfort. I like to have some room. I don't want a little freaking iPad. It's like sitting in a tiny little chair and you know, your 3 sizes too large for it, you know. World citizen, no way, I got an M1, it's 30,000 baht most times. Done. Get a MacBook Pro. As important a Mac to me as a Mac is, really all the, at the end of the day, it's like if I'm ready to buy one, I'll pick one that is the best suited for me. Doesn't matter what it is at the current moment, it matters what the price is, what it can do at that particular moment. That's all that matters. Everything else is irrelevant. I'm not ready to buy one right now, so it doesn't matter. If I buy one in 6 months and everything's different, then, you know, again, it's irrelevant. Let's check this gimbal out. Very smooth. Gotta get it out of sport mode, though. I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. I gotta get used to this thing. All right. Anybody got anything else? Anything else important, enlightening, fantastic to talk about? Because I don't. I'm about done. Unless somebody can come up with an interesting topic. What, do you think there's no babes here, Patty and Bob? Come on. I'm not a dirty old man like you. I may be out and about tomorrow, I don't know. You know, we'll see. Bob, you have no idea, seriously. Ask Longhorns when you see him. Ask him, okay? Believe me. Yeah, okay. Believe what you guys want, really. There was a reason why I turned it on. I was a little bit too slow, okay? That's what I'll say. But you guys are missing out. If you think there aren't any here, okay, up to you. Think what you want. Doesn't matter to me. If you look close enough, you'll find beauty everywhere. That's how it works here. Sometimes you find some skanks and old ladies, but you know, that's life. Plus, I'm not turning the camera on every freaking girl that looks good. I'm not turning the camera on every freaking girl that looks good just for you horny bastards sitting wherever the hell you're sitting. because you dine and get some Thai chick. Women are women. Get that straight. Women are women. But the thing is that there were no office buildings that are being used right now. They're not working there. I'm telling you, if you come here, you will see many. I mean, I've only been coming here for how long? There's one. They're always coming, all right? I'm not going to use that. Again, sorry, if you're looking for a video or a stream, there's another one. A video or a stream about that subject, other than some light-hearted discussion about it. Perhaps you should go to another channel. Follow the triangle. It's my new channel. My new channel. Follow the triangle. Fucking horny bastards. Ugh. No, because I don't just stick it in their face or do anything like that. I'm not. Anyway, moving on from that subject. Anything else? You got anything else? Anything else anybody wants to discuss, ask? Because we got, we may have another 4 minutes or 19 minutes. I'm not going more than 2 hours, that's for sure. I refuse to do that now. I've got to stop that. I've got to be a consummate professional. Listen, they let you know. They're nice about it. They're very good about it. If they don't want to be seen, remember, I've photographed literally thousands of people. Not just in Thailand, but in other parts of the world. And I'm pretty good at figuring out, is it okay, is it not okay? Asking, is it okay? The only time that I've ever been almost attacked, and Chucky knows about this, is in Nepal. When we paid money to a guy who was sitting there so that we could photograph him, and then some other guy said, no, you can't photograph him, and he got aggressive. And that didn't work very well. That was the only time. It's not going to happen. What is this? If you could change one thing about your personality, what would that be? I don't know, and I don't care. I'm fine with myself the way I am. I'm not perfect, and I don't profess to be. And there are things I work on about myself. But quite frankly, those are personal, and it's nobody's business but my own. So, there it is there. You still haven't filled it. You still haven't filled it up. Well, this place is just about... All right, Dello, you take it easy. Take it easy. Do you? We're not talking about me. We're not talking about my personality. We're not talking about me. We don't need to talk about it. I don't really. Quite frankly, I don't give a fuck what any of you think about me. So there. I am who I am, and that's all there is to it. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I am who I am. Gig of the week. Trying to get me in trouble? I'll let you do that when you come here. I'll follow you around. A day in the life of Gennaro. Gig of the week. Anyway. Thailand's still here. It's not going anywhere. And if you all are lucky, it will still be here when you're able to come here. Now you're just asking stupid questions. Yeah, I'm not answering that fucking question. That is just an idiotic question. We've exterminated the cockroaches everywhere. I mean, that's the whole thing, you know, Bob, you know, really, when it comes down to it, I mean, I know you have people you care about, and, you know, but when it comes down to it, it's like, do you really give a shit about what other people think about you? Or, you know, like, if they like what you say, or, I mean, you know, like, I don't want to go out of my way to offend people or anything like that, but when it comes down to it, I think that's part of the problem right now, is that too many people are too offended too easily. Where are you? Thailand. I haven't forgotten. I still remember, you know, back in the early 80s. So, you know, that's 35, 40 years ago. Andy, are you BSing? Are you joking? Are you joking me? Really, Bob, you know, I've said that, I can't even imagine how many times I've said that. But when I was growing up, I was taught the sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never harm me or never harm you. I mean, that has been completely forgotten now. You can't call me a she. You can't call me a he. Listen, honey, I don't know what the hell to call you. I mean, like, you know, how am I supposed to figure it out? I make my best guess, and that's it. And then if it offends you, I'm sorry, but you know, it's not done intentionally. I don't think most people have the time or the energy. Most people, there are some people, but most people, they don't have the time or the energy to go out of their way to offend you. I'm in Thailand, okay? There you go. So last time I'm going to answer that question. I'm in Bangkok, Thailand. The corruption of money, I don't know, I think it has to do a lot more with a lot more than just the money, but the money is important. Follow the money and you follow this set of problems, but also I think the whole, I'm allowed to be offended, and if I'm offended, then my being offended should matter. You know, no, most of the time it doesn't matter. Nobody gives a fuck if you're offended. Only places that have an agenda, which I don't want to get into. You know, I mean, maybe your friends, they care, your family cares, but if it's really ridiculous, like some of the things that go on now, we need a complete replacement. I think a lot of places need replacements. You can throw like a plumber or a refrigerator repairman or a taxi driver, and you put them as the head of the state, and I think you'd probably be better off, you know? I think that's where we're at now. My cat could do a better job. My condition's the same as always. Why would it be any different? What's that song? Oh, condition was in something like that. What was that? I forget the name of that song. I forget the name. What was the name of that song? It was an old song from like the 60s. Something about your... Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to remember what it was. Well, what's the name of the song? The place is full now, eh? People everywhere. They just ordered movies and TV to no longer depict weak Chinese. Yeah, but there's weak males everywhere, you know. So just because they don't like that doesn't mean you should just eliminate it. No, cannot. Sorry. Now not open. We open 11 o'clock. 11 โมง Good 11 โมงเช้า Never fails. There's always at least 3 or 4 people that try to get in or out. And sometimes they get pissed. Because it doesn't make sense when you think about it. You can't go out here, but you can go in through the front door. Anyway, lovely stream today. Very peaceful, quiet like I wanted it. There we got another one. Why can't I come in? Because it's the law. You're not allowed. But why? Illogical logic. What condition my condition was in. Oh, okay, good. Thank you. First Edition was the band. Well, yeah, I don't even remember the name of the band. By the way, I'm putting together some playlists of music. We'll see if you guys like, or if you expect some of the music that I have in my playlists. I will make them public as soon as they're done. No, it's not. It's not full of love ballads. Why ask why? That's my logic. Why ask why? Because I really don't care. I don't care. I come in through the front door and I already know the door's locked. I'm not gonna, you know. I like Sleepy Jean. You guys won't, believe me, there will be some songs that you don't expect. I can guarantee you that. So what do you want me to do about it? Motherfucker, really? What do you want me to do about it? You know the stream's monetized, so what do you want me to do about it? I can't do a thing about it right now. There's nothing I can do. And they've all been the same way. So not to be rude, but you know, I get all these questions. Listen, stop worrying about everything that's going on. You don't need to worry about all this shit. You want to worry about stuff? Worry about Thailand. Can you come to Thailand? Yes. Are you in Thailand? Yes. Okay, great. You got a great life. Everything's wonderful. Everything is beautiful in its own way. That's a song too. Oh yeah, so you don't, if you have YouTube Premium, you don't have to see the ads. Is that how it works? Or YouTube Red or whatever it is? I think it used to be red. Now it's premium or whatever. Listen, I don't have a clue about how most of the ads work on YouTube. Why they put them in there. I don't know why they put them in live streams. What the hell you want me to do about it? And I'll say it again. If it makes me a few bucks, hey, all I got to say is this. Don't bitch to me. It's locked. You can't come in, honey. What do you want me to do? Another one. Why can't I go in there? It's locked because they're not open. They're open in 2 minutes. You want to wait or you want to walk around? God, she was pissed. That chick was pissed. Oh, God. Really, I've never seen you before. I don't remember seeing you, but thank you. Yes, I'm still on, and I'm back on. Back on from yesterday. Yeah, because I was like, what the hell, man? Why are you getting so pissed off about it, lady? It's like, it's Starbucks. It's not like you're fighting for your life. The problem is they open up the mall. Okay, this is the thing, and I do understand it, but I mean, like, is it that important? When you get into Starbucks through the front door, they open up the mall because you can go to the grocery or the pharmacy. But they don't open the inside door here because they block off Starbucks. I don't know why they do that, Have no idea, They do what they do. These are their rules. Why do they have, look at it. I got a paper cup. There's my name and time. I got a paper cup when I'm drinking a cappuccino. Why don't I have a ceramic cup? Does it make that much of a difference? The virus is going to jump from a ceramic cup to them, and a paper cup is okay? I mean, I don't understand why they do these things. But then at the end of the day, whatever. It's not a game changer, Now, I will say that Longhorns likes Sarni's, his coffee go-to place, and they got great coffee because they do use ceramic. Now, I don't know what the reasoning behind it is. I should find out. Again, here's another one. No, you cannot ask for a ceramic cup here. They will not give you one here at Starbucks. So, this is the way it is, Yeah. Well, again, I do understand that they're like, why isn't it open? But, it's locked. That's how it is, Oh, thank you so much for the flowers. I appreciate it. And all the little kind words. Thank you. I always appreciate the kind words as opposed to the opposite. Look at this. The mask on that guy. Jesus. He's got like the mask to protect you against the rubber bullets. Is he going to come in here? I can come through here? Yes, he is. He's got the big old shield on. There we go. That's a thing that thing is like to protect against rubber bullets. Well, they're supposed to open it now. It is after 11 o'clock. It's after 11. Now it'd be like, hey, you guys are supposed to be open at 11. And the good thing about Starbucks is that they're open right when they're supposed to be open. That's how they usually operate. But I think there were only two people. They're both busy right now. They haven't had a chance to open it enough. Is this the one that was pissed off? No, it's not the same one.
She's like, why aren't they open? She said, oh, I go in through the front.
Good idea. She's asking the guy right now, how come they're not open? Why are they not open? Why do I have to go outside? They'll be open in a minute, honey. Don't fret. You get your coffee. It's like, listen, you know, hey man, I know what it's like. When I wake up in the morning, I want my goddamn coffee. I have a coffee before I ever come here. I want to make sure I have my coffee. If I don't have my coffee, Nicholas makes my coffee he makes it at night. He tamps the coffee, puts the coffee in the coffee maker, in the espresso maker, and then in the morning I just turn on the hot water, it boils, I pour the water in the thing, boom. I got my coffee in a matter of seconds. But if I don't have that coffee there and I have to make it myself, I'm like, what the hell? I need my coffee. I can't function. That's the harsh reality of the world. We need coffee to function. People get pissed off. They don't have their coffee, they start getting pissy. Maybe I haven't had enough coffee this morning, I don't know. We still haven't opened. A little off on her game now. What's going on here? I want to see how long it takes them to open up. How many more people come here? It is kind of fun sitting here and watching all the people come here. Singapore is nothing like Thailand, man. I'd take Thailand any day. Singapore, after 3 days, I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Look. He didn't get pissy. Oh, he works here too. Better open up. No? He's still. Yeah, even the Starbucks guys going, oh, you weren't open. Now everybody's going to come bursting in here. About time. What's going on here? You guys are open at 1 minute after 11. What is this? What places in Vietnam do you like? I like Hanoi. I like them all. I went to 4 places. I didn't particularly like Hue. I liked Quy Nhon best. And I liked Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh. I like about the same. But I liked Hanoi a little better because of the coffee culture there. There's some great coffee there. I just don't feel like getting up, which is why I'm still streaming. So it's not because I feel like streaming longer. I predicted the market crash, crypto winter, Bitcoin 25K. Well, I'm glad you did that. But thank you very much for the $2. I appreciate it too. $2 is good. Yes, you're the best. You're the best, Jerry. You're the best. What is it? Well, that was, what was it? The Jerky Boys? I'm the best. Well, there's only 2 people working this morning. I don't know why. Maybe they're shorthanded today. Who knows? I'm a little bit lazy to go and run my errands because I got some errands to go run right now and I don't feel like going and running them. All right, that's enough big swings. We don't need more. You already made your piece in that little $2 donation, so thank you. You already promoted yourself, that's it. You know, one thing that people don't know is you're not allowed to send links through the stream, and YouTube has it, the go-to setting. Who's this? Oh, now they have the other staff come in, and that is Miss Mook. They don't allow it. And I saw some guy promoting his channel the other day. CJ was promoting his channel the other day. I didn't even know about it. YouTube blocked it. You know, they don't let it. They don't let it happen. I haven't been to Da Nang. I haven't been there. But I did take one hell of a good trip on the train. So that cowboy, you're still awake? Go to bed, man. Get some rest. You're an old man, for God's sake. You need your beauty sleep. Now this place is emptying out. It's starting to empty out. Once the girl couldn't get in, she was locked out. They were like, they don't want us here. Actually, this lady who just came in over here, she's here every day with her husband or boyfriend or whatever he is, with her partner. Am I allowed to say that? Is that too much? Can I assume that they're husband and wife? I mean, they're here every single day together. I'm going to assume that they're at least close friends. I did a train ride from Hanoi to Hue, or maybe it was Quy Nhon, I forget. And then I went to, I think it was Hue, then I went to Quy Nhon, then I went to Ho Chi Minh. And the Vietnamese trains are very, very good. They're better than the Thai train. Nicer, you know, so. They're like me, they come in and every single day, they sit in the same spot. Do more life. Well, he can put it in his own, you can put it in your own stream. The person who's streaming can do that. I can do it. I can put all the links I want up. But I don't want people putting links inside my chat anytime they want, and they have to be deleted. So YouTube automatically deletes any links. But I personally, since it's my channel, and I think Longhorns also can do it because he's the moderator, we can put whatever we want in, which is fine with me, you know. Every single time I stream, I get several links blocked in the chat and in the comments afterwards, and nobody even sees them because they're automatically deleted. So, you know, that's why I think it's a good thing, because I don't want to have to worry about it or think about it. Oh, really? I don't get trolls? Come on. So I don't cowboy. I don't get trolls in my stream, man. I never get trolls in my stream. I've ceased to give a shit. I've narrowed my scope of the fucks I have to give. Man, the number of donut places here that they have are exploding. I've seen several Mr. Donuts in the last 2 days. With Krispy Kremes everywhere. What's the other one? Dunkin' Donuts. They're everywhere. I like to stay away from donuts. They're too damn. How come this is not? Oh, it's a mic. That's why. Yeah, I stay away from donuts as often as I can. They're too damn good. There is no Tim Hortons here, which is fine with me. That we don't need another freaking coffee chain here. We really don't need any more coffee shops here. You can't walk without throwing a dead. You can't. What is it? What's the saying? You can't throw a dead cat without hitting a coffee shop. Anyway, listen. Have you only subs turned on to watch it? Not now. Not now, I don't. But it's very quick. It's very easy to do that. And I have thought about doing that, if not for any other reason than to get people to subscribe if they want to chat. If you're chatting right now and you're not subscribed, please do me a favor and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And leave a thumbs up. That would be fantastic. Well, actually, Finn, I'll tell you that I have noticed a trend for quite some time, and that is that normally I'll get somewhere around 80% likes, maybe even up to 90%, every once in a while down to 75%, but I get between 80 and 90% likes now on a regular basis, and that's whatever. I don't really care, you know? I mean, I can't care about it, you know? That's what, I mean, I say that all the time, but there are things you can care about and things you don't need to care about. I know what my mission statement is. Let's put it that way. And I think I'm doing okay. I can always do better. But considering the amount of effort that I put in now and I put in over the years and the amount of effort I want to continue to put in as I get older, I'm fine. I'm fine with what, you know. Yeah, exactly. That mission statement is none of ya. It's really not your business. That's what it is. I want people to be entertained, and I want them to be happy, and I want them to maybe think a little bit, and I want them to enjoy a place or something that they see. That has to be number one. And on the same level as that, I have to enjoy what I'm doing, at least somewhat. I don't always enjoy it. Sometimes it's just freaking hard work. And at the same time, earn a few bucks. Sell a couple of shirts, sell some books, you know, whatever. Anyway. Wow, look at this. Texas chicken, empty. Alrighty then. Whoops. Still have to look at the manual on this thing. I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. If I'll be on streaming tomorrow or not, I'm not quite sure. Longhorns and I are supposed to do something, but it depends on what I'm going to do, whether I I record it, or I stream it. Whatever. You know, listen, Andy, what's so funny is that almost every time I have a stream, I get a bunch of thumbs down. A large percentage of them, or a fair percentage of them, end up being deleted. So if you have 20 thumbs down, and then by the next day, it's like 12 thumbs down. You know, I don't know why. I don't know if YouTube has some system in place. I don't know. You know, really, you think I have all that much time to just sit and think about all that stuff? You know what I mean? Like, that's why I told myself, why do I care about? I really sat down a while ago. Thank you very much to some of the people who instigated that change. I appreciate it. But it made me think, like, why do I care about certain things? You know, if you really think about this, and you think about, hey, what do I really care about in life? You know, do you really care about the little shit? Like, you know, this taxi driver didn't want to give me change, or, you know, it was only, you know, 5 baht, or do you really care? Yeah, do I really care if they leave me thumbs down? No, you know what I look at it? It's promotion, man. Promote my site. YouTube looks at it as people are looking at my channel. So that's fine, I don't care. And really, when it comes down to it, I'm not trying to be the greatest YouTuber or the most well-loved YouTuber or make the most money from YouTube. I'm not trying to do any of that shit. You know, I just want to do good enough for me. And right now, I'm getting there. So that's all I can ask of myself. But really, when you think about it, if you want to really, if you're younger, and I'm not talking about the guys who I know here who are a little bit older and more seasoned, but if you're younger, and like, you know, I heard Bill Burr do a thing the other day, and it was about some guy who had a girlfriend, and his girlfriend's sister didn't like him, and all this other kind of stuff. You know, and Bill Burr was like, listen, just laugh about it. Just agree with her. Yeah. I was talking about this, I think, yesterday, or the day before yesterday. Yeah, I smoked weed when I was younger. Now I've progressed to, you know, to smack. You know, it's good stuff. You ought to try it sometimes. Just, you know, joke around with her. And maybe eventually she'll realize, like, this shit doesn't faze him. He doesn't care. Because really, is it that important? Well, if the girlfriend doesn't want to stay with you because her sister doesn't like you, then you don't need to be with the girl. You know what I'm saying? But if she really cares about you and she wants to be with you, she'll stay with you. She doesn't care what her sister says. You know. The worst with getting older is you're always jaded. It's important to always find ways to keep life existing. Yes, definitely. If Bangkok uses the sandbox bottle to open next year, how do you think it will work? Next year? What are you talking about? November 1st, they're opening up and there's no quarantine. You just have to be fully vaccinated. Andy, take care, all right? Be safe there in that land of terror that you're living in. And I'm joking. In the land of Oz. I mean, supposedly November 1st, you want to come into Bangkok? All you have to do is be fully vaccinated and be willing to show it. And have your certificate of entry, and have your insurance, and whatever other paperwork they deem necessary. So, that's what they're saying. They've already passed it. They've already, I was talking about it earlier. Well, they've already have the quarantine time from 14 days down to 7 days. So, you know, it's a start. I'm always apprehensive and skeptical about their new regulations, but we'll see what happens. And with that, I shall bid you all adieu, which means farewell, which means choked. Look, what is this? She's got a matching mask. I don't get it, the whole coordinated mask outfit. I mean, you have a bedazzled phone case and the matching bedazzled mask, which you put your stinky mouth in every day. Anyway, it's been fun. Vaccinated within 1 year, so 25% can't visit Thailand. 25%, you know, whatever. Listen, again, we can't do anything about it. What are we going to do? We're going to force them to change their ways? If they want to change, they're going to change. If they don't, they don't. You know, I'm along for the ride. That's me. You know, I don't bother nobody. I don't want nobody to bother me. You know? Really. It is what it is. You just take one day at a time, and November 1st will come soon enough. It's October 1st. I already read out the guidelines for this month and what's been changed and what's still not allowed. Technically, you're not allowed to drink booze, but I know that anytime I want to go out, I can get booze. I can drink in a restaurant if I want. I know how to do it. It's possible. And I know this also because many others that I know who live here are doing it too. So, you know, never mind. ใจเย็นๆ ไม่เป็นไร Don't worry. You know? ใจเย็น take it easy. สบาย Don't think too much. That's the Thai part of, maybe the I don't give a shit attitude has really rubbed off on me from Thais because of their Mipe and Rye mentality, you know? Maybe. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. Again, thumbs up Bangkok, or wherever you may be. Subscribe if you feel like it. And everything's down in the description. You can, you know, you can do whatever you want. It's all down there in the description. So thank you very much for joining me. And until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. For now, at least. Choke D, Lel Jerk and Mai. That's good luck and see you later. All right, guys. Take care. Be good, be bad, be whatever you want. Have fun. It's time to go do some unfun stuff, running around doing errands. Anyway, later. I'm out of here. See you when I see you.